Ouch, my knees. Ouch, my knees. They hurt. Hey guys, it's your girl Bree with her first video. I get a lot of questions about my hair, such as how long I've been natural, how many times I've dyed it, and things like that. So I thought it'd be right that my first video would be all about my hair. It took me forever to get all these pictures together, so I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! In my childhood days, my mom would do both my hair and my little sister's hair. She would wash it and blow dry it and put it in 4 or 5 big braids because my hair was so thick. This was an all-day process for us, washing our hair, conditioning, blow drying, and braiding. When I was in middle school, my mom was still blow drying my hair, but instead she would put it in maybe 10 to 14 braids all around my head. As I got older and my hair got longer, she made the braids a little smaller and made more of them. However, by the time middle school ended, my hair was so thick and long that it was just too much to handle. In 9th grade, my mother's sister offered to flat iron my hair for me. I loved it so much because I could finally have long hair like all the girls at school. My aunt would come over and do it for me every week, and eventually taught my mom how to do it for me too. I even got to have my hair all dolled up for my quinceañera, or my 15th birthday. The curls were long and bouncy, and full of so much life. I absolutely adored it. My mom was getting tired of doing my hair after a few months, and I wanted to learn to do it myself, so I started straightening my own hair around the middle of 10th grade. Because I was doing it myself and I was so afraid of burning myself, I would set the heat on the flat iron lower. I started looking up things online to learn how to straighten my hair myself, and that's when I learned about hair health. Over the months, I eventually stumbled across articles talking about how bad straightening your hair was, how much damage it caused, and how you had to keep it moisturized and things like that. So, I started deep conditioning my hair for a little bit longer and not turning up the flat iron so high. My hair was so healthy at first. It grew so long and thick, and I loved the way that it curled at the ends and flowed in the wind. After a while, though, I realized that my hair wouldn't stay straight for long. My roots were growing way thicker than they used to when my aunt would straighten my hair at 450 degrees. This just made the top of my hair puffy and my ends look thin. I realized that after a while, it looked like my hair was getting shorter. I didn't have all the nice body I used to, and my full voluminous hair turned to straw at the ends. They were thin and dry, and I was just tired of it. I wore it in buns a lot, and even braided it at night after oiling the ends rather than wrapping it. I wanted to join dance, but during tryouts I was sweating and had to be putting my hair in ponytails all the time. One time, I washed my hair and decided to look in the mirror and noticed that I actually had real curls. The whole flat ironing thing just wasn't working for me, and I wanted to give my hair a break. So I decided that over the summer, I would work on making my hair healthy again so it could grow. I spent the summer of 2013 before 11th grade transitioning. My worst heat damage was during that time. I had all frizzy pieces. The only thing that wasn't straight was my roots, the parts that had grown since I started doing my own hair. I would drench my hair in olive oil till it ran down the back of my neck. I used an old deep conditioner that we had sitting under the sink that had protein in it. At the time, I didn't know what it would do, but I noticed that the more I used it, the curlier my hair got. I asked my mom to pick it up every few weeks, and for the longest time, that was all I knew. I used Tresemme Naturals to co-wash and also for my wash and goes after hearing about it on YouTube. I also continued to use Organic's deep conditioner and would even leave it in overnight sometimes. Those 3 products held me until my hair got some bounce back. The back of my hair was springing back way faster than the front, so it started getting coily while the front stayed wavy. I tried to do styles to hide the front of my hair, but it was just so noticeable, so I knew I had to eventually cut it off. I took some school scissors we had lying around and cut little curly bangs in. They were still wavy, but at least they didn't hang down lower than the rest of my hair. My hair was slowly starting to look normal as the months went on. In 11th grade, I wore buns all the time. Most of my heat damage was in the front, while the rest of my curls were coming in nicely. I was starting to see what kind of curl pattern I had and just how tight my coils could get. I was honestly just loving the fact that my hair was actually growing out of this ugly stage, and I was very determined and hopeful. I tried doing twist outs and braid outs, and slowly cut off the straight pieces every few washes. I discovered Apogee and used that for protein, as well as Eco Styler Gel, which helped my curls look less frizzy. I started embracing the curl pattern I was noticing, even though to me it was so much tighter than I thought it would be. My hair started growing out very fast, and my curls were starting to pop. My twist outs and wash and goes became more blendable, and I embraced the frizz I had some days. I loved how it looked when my hair was big. My natural curl pattern looked almost normal from the back, even though I still had those wavy front pieces. But I didn't even mind much then. My styles were doing wonders to hide my remaining damage, and it was growing back healthy and long. Braid outs were my go-to for hiding those straggly ends, even though they were taking longer and longer to air dry as my hair got longer. I cut off the rest of my heat damage right before my 17th birthday. My hair was shorter, but I loved how springy my curls were without being weighed down by the straight pieces. I tried dyeing my hair for the first time to celebrate, but it wouldn't take. Because all of my hair was finally curly, I wanted to see how much it had grown. So, I took out my blow dryer, and for the first time in 3 months, I blew out my hair. It was so long, and I got so many compliments on it. And afterwards, it sprung right back into this voluminous puff that I absolutely adored. In the summer of 2014, I totally enjoyed my new hair. The healthier it got, the more elasticity it got, and so the more shrinkage I experienced. It looked like my hair was getting shorter and shorter when really it was just going from kind of wavy to curly to coily. My hair was becoming so bouncy, and I really just spent the entire summer having fun with it. It flourished. Even though the shrinkage was still crazy, I knew it was growing because when it was in a stretched state, I could really see how long it was and how long it went down my back. I used oils religiously and co-washed and deep conditioned my hair every week. I could see the growth every single time I washed. 12th grade was all about growth. In November of 2014, I finally successfully dyed my hair red. My curls overall were so bouncy and moisturized, even though I was still learning how to take care of longer hair. I tried to straighten my hair for senior pictures, but I was so afraid of heat damage that I didn't set my flat iron high enough. Luckily, there was no heat damage, but I hated my pictures. I was always wearing my puffs, and my edges were starting to suffer because of it. My hair started to get a little dry, especially because it had never experienced winter before, so it was time to revamp my regimen again. I started using Aussie Moist Conditioner and fell in love. I also started using Apogee Leave-In Keratin and green tea spray to give me a little protein boost. My hair still continued to grow, and I blew it out around Christmas time to get a quick length check. It was so long. So many people were asking me how I grew my hair so long so quickly, and I told them my newfound secret. It was all about moisture. My friend even asked to use some pictures of my hair in her project about embracing natural hair. I felt like a completely new person, and I appreciated my natural hair that much more. In summer of 2015, I graduated high school. I put my hair in a flexi rod set for the first time for prom, and throughout the summer I wore a lot of buns. Of course, my hair continued to grow long, and the bangs I had cut in just a few months ago had grown out already. I dyed my hair every few months, and it never slowed its growth. I found out how to pick out my hair for extra volume. My braid outs became so much better, and my color even started going out again. College proved to me that I had no time for myself, so I rocked protective styles all year long. Mini twists, scarves, and Dutch braids were one of my favorite go-to styles. I would just pile on the moisturizers and the oils and twist or braid it up. The styles lasted all week if I wanted them to. For me, college was all about coming into myself, and luckily, at my university, I had a huge community of people that embraced natural hair and were always there to cheer each other on. I decided to straighten my hair in the springtime before my big national a cappella competition, and I loved it. It was heavy and flowy just like it used to be years ago, but the funny thing was that after a few days, I actually missed my curls. Luckily, they sprang right back. I still wore a lot of puffs, but less often so that my edges wouldn't suffer. I became known for that puff. People often called it the brie puff, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. This is where I am now, and I'm so proud of all the progress I've made. Thank you for watching.